Tonight, so many across the state are remembering Louisiana's 53rd governor, Mike Foster, who died earlier today. A successful businessman, he entered politics at a later age and went on to serve in the state's highest office. We'll hear from some he inspired in a moment, but first, a look back on his life and legacy. Mike Foster spent most of his life in St. Mary Parish. A Louisiana boy through and through, he went on to become a Louisiana legend, as featured in this LPB profile in 2014.
I grew up down here, and I do love to hunt and fish, and I do love boats.
After graduating from St. Mary Parish Public Schools and LSU, Foster joined the Air Force and fought in the Korean War, eventually earning the rank of captain. He returned home after the war and worked as a sugarcane farmer and businessman. Then in 1987, Foster, the grandson of former Governor Murphy Foster, entered politics.
Politics was a means to an end. I was 57 years old running a business, and my senator wouldn't return my phone calls, and I got interested in some subject matter that he wouldn't talk to me about. Ran against him.
And he won. Foster served 2 terms in the state Senate as a Democrat. Then in 1995, he switched to the Republican Party and ran for governor. He beat 15 others to win the seat once held by his grandfather. He took the oath of office on the steps of the old state capitol, just as his grandfather had done 100 years earlier. Then in 1999, he won a second term by taking more than 60% of the vote in the runoff. During his time in office, education reform was a top priority.
During the campaign, I began to see some of the things that were going on. One was that the colleges were falling down. We had to rebuild them, and we did it. And so it just sort of came as a natural thing.
As governor, Foster created the TOPS tuition program and a separate board for the state's community and technical colleges.
All the states had them. We didn't. We really didn't have one. And that's where young people can go for 2 years and then make a good living.
Foster retired from public life when he left office in 2004. He stayed busy by pursuing some of his favorite hobbies, hunting and motorcycle riding, and of course, spending time at the family home, Oaklawn Manor in Franklin, with his wife Alice. Former Governor Mike Foster was 90 years old. And tonight, colleagues of Governor Foster are remembering him as a generous and sympathetic man. Jordan Lippincott continues our team coverage.
State Senator Brett Allain now holds the seat Mike Foster held when he first got into politics. Allain says he ran for the position because Foster encouraged him and considers the late governor a role model.
The one thing that you could say about Mike Foster, when he gave you his word, when he told you that he would do something or he wouldn't do something, you could take it to the bank. And that's something that's really missing.
In 2001, Foster also appointed State Police's first African-American superintendent, Terry Landry.
And the unique thing about this appointment was that Governor Foster was in his second term. He had no political advantage appointing me. He appointed me because he thought I was the best person for the job. And it's a historical event. It's historical in State Police's history. It's a historical event in Louisiana's history.
Landry says Foster elevated Louisiana State Police to one of the best in the country, yet he never sought any accolades.
Governor Foster really cared about people, and he loved this state. And again, when he gave you a job, he never told you how to do the job. He never micromanaged you. It was one thing he told me when he gave me this job: Terry, do the right thing. And that was his marching orders.
The governor's colleagues say Foster leaves behind a legacy of compassion.
He loved his family, he loved his community, and he loved the state. So I think that his legacy is going to be one of a compassionate, firm, but compassionate individual. And I think all those people who have had one-on-one experiences with him can attest to the same thing that I'm attesting to today.
Reporting for KATC TV3, I'm Jordan Lippincott.
Online state leaders are offering their tributes to Governor Foster. In a thread, Governor John Bell Edwards praised Foster's work to expand educational opportunities in the state and to protect the state's coastline. Former Governor Bobby Jindal remembered Foster as a good personal friend and mentor who proved Louisiana could have an honest, competent government. Senator John Kennedy credited Foster for creating jobs and improving education in Louisiana, and Senator Bill Cassidy wrote that Foster's legacy of achievements to make the state better will be remembered for generations. Funeral arrangements for Governor Foster are still pending. Keep an eye on KETC.com for more coverage throughout the week.